Hey guys, very good morning to all of you, and welcome back to my session once again. I am Pushkar Ranjan, bearing USN number 1VE20CS119, currently studying in 6th semester in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at SVC Bangalore. The subject for which I am carrying out this session today is for web technology and its applications, and the subject code is 18CS63. Content. What are the different topics today we are going to cover in this session are what is HTML table first, second, structure of table, elements and style present in the table, third, what is form, fourth, structure of form and its elements, and number fifth, the live demo for table and the form creation, like how we are going to create the table and the form, what are the piece of code we are going to write for its creation. Everything today we are going to see in today's session. So let's begin one by one. Number first, what is HTML table? Table is used to represent information that exists in a two-dimensional form. Table under the angular bracket is a tag which is used to create the table in HTML document. Table can be used to display the calendars, financial data, pricing table, and many other types of data. And one thing you need to keep in your mind that the table is the container tag. So after the table creation, we need to close the table tag, which is very, very important, right? Let's see next. Structure of HTML table. So this is the structure how the HTML table is gonna to be seen for you. TR is nothing but the table row which is used to create the n number of rows in the table. TD is nothing but the table data which is used to put the input or the data in the table. And now let us see the piece of code for creation of the table. So this is the piece of code how we are going to create the table. See, we have to start with HTML only. It's not like that in the example we are going to see from table. So we have to start with table only. Of course not. At start, we have to use the tags, the HTML, then we will use the head, and then we will close it. And then the next we are having is as body. And after the body, we are going to write the table tag, which is nothing but the beginning of the table structure. Now, after the table structure has been created, we are going to insert the number of rows and the data for it. So for the first row, we have written the table tr tag table data. We will input some data over here, and we need to close the table data as tr, td, and th. Every elements are the container tag only, right? So at last, after the insertion of all the data, we are going to close the table row. That is the first row of 6 in the column. That means first row has the 6 columns, right? Now let's go for the second row creation. Again, tr tag will be get opened. The table data, we need to write everything. And at last, we need to close the tr tag. For the third row, same procedure. And at last, we are supposed to close the table tag along with the body, along with the HTML. So the tags we need to close, and this is the end of the table structure, right? One thing you need to make a note of this, you do not need to indent the TD tags or place them on the separate line, but you may find it easier to interpret your code if you do so. After the table structure is in place, you are ready to add the text for the each cell. Means what the message it is showing over here, we should not use our brain to indent the table row or to make them in a one place. Like if we are doing so, it is well and good for us to read and to let the compiler to run the program, right? If you are writing just below tr tag also, it will run. But for the sake of understanding, for the sake of getting what you have written, you should put some indentation for the tr tag, for the td tag, and for the th tag, right? Moving to the next, elements of the html table. Th, this is an coordinator, sorry, this is an container tag which is used to add the heading of the columns of the table. Next, tr tag. This is an container tag which is used to create or add the rows in the table. As I have told you before also, that tr used for the adding the rows in the table, right? The third one is the td tag. This is an container tag which is used to insert the input data for the rows of the table. So these three are the basic HTML table tags which you need to write in your code for creation of the table. Now, styling tables. There is certainly no limit to style a table. Table can be styled by using CSS properties. Number first, we are having table borders. Borders can be assigned to both the table and the TD elements, but the borders cannot be assigned to the TR, T-head, T-foot, and T-body elements. Border collapse property. This property selects the table's border and remove the cell border. Width and height. For the setting of width and height of the cells, cell spacing for adding the space between every cell in the table, cell padding for adding space between the content of the cell and its border, bg color for containing the background color of any table element, background for adding a background image to any table element, align for indicating the alignment of the table in relation to the surrounding container. Like these are the styles which you can insert in your table to create your table more efficient, more attractive, and more useful. The next question comes, what is form? You might have studied or you might have seen while filling the online application examination forms for like JE, NEET, we are filling the online forms, right? So in that, what we are supposed to fill our name, 10th and 12th marks, the place from where we are belonging to, date of birth, and for which course we are going to apply, computer science, electronics, etc. And at last we need to put the select the this button, what is that, submit. We need to press the submit button. So after submitting, one confirmation message used to come on your screen that your application has been submitted to the server and all. So that is nothing but the form which has been written in the HTML code. So let's see what is form in details. Forms provide the user with an alternative way to interact with the web server, as I said. Up to now, clicking hyperlinks was the only mechanism available to the user for communicating with the server. Forms provide a much richer mechanism. Like for the earlier time, what happens that the people used to click only the link, and they used to go for the next pages, and next pages, right? But for now, we are in the form of mechanism. We are using the form mechanism. We are putting our information, our inputs to the web page, and then we are going for the further pages. We are not supposed to click the link every time for going to the next pages, right? Next, using the form, the user can enter the text, choose the item from the list, and the click buttons. Typically, the programs running on the server will take the input from the HTML forms and do something with it, such as save it in a database, interact with an external web service, or customize a subsequent HTML based on the input. Like whatever the input we are giving to the form and what action it needed, it depends completely upon the input what the user is giving for it. So here we can see the structure of the table, sorry, the form. This is the form which you are seeing here, right? And I will just erase it. Erased. It's all right. We will see here only. This is the form page. Now, for creating this form page, what is the piece of code we are going to write is the form method and action. It is the important part of your code. Like it is going to tell you what the action the form should do. So the method is get. That means the input what we are getting is get, and the action process.php. What the action is going to do for the next field set. You can see the piece of rectangle which I am showing with the laser pen. It is nothing but the field set under which we are going to write the content for the forms. Like what are the things it contained? We are going to show it here. Legend is used to show the title, or you can say the heading of the form. For this form, what is has been shown in the example, details is the heading, and legend is the container tag, so we need to close it. After that, we need to open the paragraph. Label tag we are using for the area, for the text area, like we what the input from the user, like the name, roll number, you can say date of birth, everything, right? So for this example we are having title, for which the user has to give the input for it, and at last we need to close the label. Input type, like what is the input like we are providing for the text, sorry, providing for the text area, that is the text, character, number, string, anything we need to specify here. Input type equal to text, name as title, and we need to close it. Input type is the empty tag, so we should only close with the forward slash. That's it. We have closed the first paragraph. Now the case for the title is over. Now we are going to see for the next area, text area, that is paragraph. Label is country. Now country, like you should not put in the input as from the keyboard. We have to choose from the list. Like you can see here, a drop down of list has been shown here, like Canada, Finland, United States. So how this list has been occurred? So with select name, where select option, we have used the select tag for the list option. Then just fill up your options like Canada, Finland, United States, and at last you need to just close the options. After everything you have completed, you need to close the select, then paragraph close, then input type submit. Now submit is nothing but the button. After clicking the submit button, we are going for the next web page, which is going to show you some confirmation page or any more details, right? At last we are going to close the field set, and at last we are going to close the form, and the same thing like body, HTML, everything we need to close. So in this way you can create the form. Let's see the elements of form. Button tag defines a clickable button with the help of which we can go for the next web page. Data list, like whatever the list we have seen here, like Canada, Finland, United States, whatever the list we are going to get in the form is nothing but comes under the data list. Field set, as I said, it's the complete area where we are going to put the elements for the form. The form we have to define for the form container. Input, like same thing, what the input we have to give from to the form for the user side. Label defines a label for a form input element. Legend defines the label of the field set group. Option defines an option in a multi-item list. Opt group defines a group of related options in a multi-list item. Select defines a multi-item list, and the text area defines a multi-line text entry box. So these are the basic elements of the form which we need to insert while using the form for the creation, so that the form can be created in efficient manner. So now let's move for the live demo, how we are going to see and how we are going to create. So for the live demo, I'm using the W3 Schools platform, where we can get the piece of code and get it executed, right? So this code is for the creation of the table. So at start we have written doc type html, then html style. One thing we need to keep in our mind, guys, that style we should always put at the starting of the html document, because only this style we are the elements are going to use for the further cases. If you are going to write the style in the middle or in the last, it won't show any effect over there. So style must be written at the starting of the html document. Under style we have written table comma th comma td and open braces, some properties we have mentioned, and we have closed the braces. Why we have done so? Like table, table heading and table data, all three elements of the table are using the same properties. If we want, we can write them individually also, like table under the braces property, then th under the braces property, and td under the under the braces the properties. But all three of them are using the same property. That's why without getting too much space of the memory, we have just written in a single line using the comma separation for them, right? So this thing you need to make sure, you need to keep in your mind. Under the braces, we have written the box 1px solid red and the background color as yellow. And we need to close the style here only. Now this style will get be used by the elements of the table in the further cases. We have given the heading tag, a basic HTML table. The table style width we have given as 100%. Now see, first table row has been created and the contents are company, contact, country. First row completed. Second row starts. The contents are Alfred's future Kiste, Maria Andres, and Germany. The second row got completed. Now third row begins. Contents are Centro Commercial, Moctezuma, Francisco Chang, and Mexico. At last, the third row got completed. After the completion of the data, the creation of the rows, we have to close the table tag. So, to understand the example better, we have added the borders to the table, and at last we have used the body and HTML closing tags. Right. So this is the output. What you can see where my cursor is blinking over here, right? So this is the output. We can change the border with you can say different color. I'll show you here. Right now you can see it's red in color. Now after the run, it has been converted into blue color. Please see it carefully. And the background color as well, I can change it to, you can say pink. Hope so it will accept. Yes, it's accepting the pink color also. So we have changed the background color. So this is a simple example how we are going to create the table, how we are going to put the data over there. The next example we are going to see for the styling of the table. So this is the piece of code for the zebra stripe table. The same thing we have written over here, the tr table, how we are going to create it, then how the style we have defined here. You can see we have defined the style over here, everything, right? Now uh since it is a table, we can do one magic here. Not magic I can say, but you can see the changes in the output. Earlier it was completely yellow in color. Now I have put the table row nth child in bracket. I've written the even. That means only the even rows have got colored with the yellow. You can see, as I have mentioned the background color as yellow, only the even rows got colored in yellow. It that is nothing but the zebra stripe table. I can also put it as black. Zebra, you are knowing that it's I can also put it in black. You can see, if we want, we can change it to odd. That means the odd rows in the output will get colored, and the event rows will get uncolored only, right? And suppose if I remove this completely, sorry, my full table got colored. Like there is no case of odd and even, my full table got colored. This is all about the styling. The next code we are going to see for the forms. So this is the code for the forms. The same thing what I have explained. According to this example, they have written the action page. The first name they have mentioned, ID they have given F name, and name also is F name. The value is John. Similarly, the last name, ID is L name is L name, the value is Doe, and the input type is submit, value is also submit. So here you can see the form, right? Once you click the submit, it will take you to the different web page by showing some message that the server has processed your input and returned this answer. As I told you, if you click on the submit button, it will take you to some different web page, either it's a confirmation page or the next inquiry page or something, right? So this is all about for today's session. I hope you understood like what the things we have done, what is HTML table, the structure for HTML table, how we are going to write the code for it. Now what are the forms? Before forms, we have done the styling of table as well. Next, we have done the forms, how we are going to create the forms. So this is all about for today. Thank you very much. Take care.